guys, my name is Kishma Jenkins, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the symptoms of Asperger's. And like Brittany stated previously, Asperger's is a form of autism on the autism spectrum. There are varying forms of autisms, but this one, it lacks the ability to pick up on social cues, and they lack inborn social skills that others might have. And so let's just say that we were in a huge room and it was like a bunch of empty seats and tables, like a library. And so how we would get up and go sit at a table like to where we could be by ourselves and away from everybody else. A person with Asperger's, they would sit next to a person that they didn't even know, thinking that that's just like a normal thing, and it's not, because they don't really understand the purpose of a social bubble and so in personal space. And so the person that was sitting there before them, they might look at that person strangely like, why are you sitting here? But it's like they don't even understand that it's not a normal thing to do, because no one has actually like sat down with them and told them and talked to them about like why this is not appropriate, or why this is not okay, and why people react the way that they do. So they get frustrated, and sometimes they bang their heads, make loud noises, and scream, and like become aggressive, because they just don't understand, and no one is taking the time to be patient with them. So it's crazy how like people will think that these people are rude, and they're not rude, because they have a thing to where they like to say everything that they're thinking like internally. And so without taking into consideration how others might feel, they might just say what they're thinking, and it can make the other person feel bad, or the person can already feel bad, but this person, they don't really understand it, so they might say something and the other person they get upset, and it's like you can't really get upset at them because they don't understand, you see. And so they lack empathy, and it's hard for them to like actually understand. And so when they do speak to people, they try to talk to them, but sometimes like it's hard for them to make friends. And when they do try to make friends, like they talk to them, but it sort of comes off as like they're just brushing this person off because they're not looking them in the eyes. When they talk to people, they don't look in people's eyes. They look above this person's head or around them, or they just look straight ahead. And it's like, do you not see me? But it's like, they don't see it that way. They're trying to express how they feel in the best way that they possibly can. And when they are talking, they talk about one thing that they're like obsessed with and fascinated with. Just say like if they were fascinated with photography, they will only talk about photography only. It's like the conversation is one-sided because they can't understand in like many things, but this one thing they know everything about. They know so many facts. They pick up facts like so much easier than anybody else does, and it's crazy. And they know every single thing about it, and they don't even realize that the other person is uninterested in their topic. They're just going on and on about it because they're so happy about it, and they get upset when someone doesn't appreciate their fascination with their favorite subject, like photography. And so they have sensitivity to light and loud noises. This could cause them to be disruptive, like in public, and cause like a huge scene. And they also they do not like changes in their daily routine. If their family members was planning on doing something, they can't just spring up like a surprise thing out of nowhere. They would have to let this person know in advance so that they can have time to process like what's gonna happen. That way they're not like frustrated when their normal routine is like messed up, because that's what gets them through on a daily basis without having a breakdown. And so most of their friends are like if this child like was trying to make friends with another person, their friends would be like older people, because they have like a formal way of speaking. Let's say if a child was to say, call this person over here, they would say begging this person. So a child wouldn't really understand the way they speak. So their friendships are formed with older people that can understand them and talk to them in a way that they can understand. But as they get older and grow, they actually can become like very like cooperative and they can like do well in social experiences because they know what they lack in social skills, and they know what their strengths are. So it's like they can be in public without having struggles because they understand it, because they have gone through it their whole life. So now at this point as an adult, they can get through life so much easier than what they did as a child. And so that's the symptoms of Asperger's, and I'll pass it on to Hope about treatments.